Hey Cam, I've been talking with you and the rest of the team about individual hitting plans, and I have yours finished up now. So in this video is a analysis of swing of yours and the couple of things that we're going to concentrate improving on, and then followed by related hitting tee drills that you can do. So this should provide you the clarity on what you're specifically working on when you're practicing at home or in a cage. You know when you step into the cage at practice, the specific drills that you're working on that's specific to your swing and what we're trying to improve. So let's jump into it. All right, Cam, let's get into this and really kind of focus in on the specific thing that we're going to be concentrating on as part of your individual development plan. I'm not going to spend time going over the whole video here. I really want to focus in on the one area that we are concentrating on. I do want to point out one really good thing that I see, and that's what your upper body is doing during the launch, phase of the swing. So this point right here, some things that I really like are what's going on with your hips. They're kind of slightly turned towards shortstop. That tells me that you're coiling around your back hip. And then I really like what's going on. You've got, a box going on here, and your knob of the bat's going to the catcher, and your elbows also in a good position, kind of right behind the knob of the bat. So a lot of great things there. Here's what we're focusing on with your individual development plan. It's what happens before the front foot lands. So we know that launch is what I just described to the point of your front foot landing or the heel. That's launch. And what we're focusing on is that this has all changed before your foot has hit the ground. This is called sequence, right? There's a sequence or an order of events that happen. And the great thing that you had there should hold true and stay all the way to your front foot lands. Then your front hip opens, and then these arms kind of drop into the slot position, right? And the bat begins to work through the path. So what happens is, with all of this happening before the front foot, your arms are way out racing the rest of the swing, and you get into something called a leading back elbow. And this V here is the telltale sign of that. What it does is it creates, with you doing this, the bat is very far from the body. Look at this distance here, from here to here. That bat needs to be connected to your left shoulder through the shoulder turn. Instead, it gets really far away from you, even gets further away here. Look how far it is now. Really far away from you, and then now this elbow is way past your rib cage, almost in line with the middle of your torso. And so you've dumped the barrel has gone down there, and then as you go through impact, the barrel is really below you. And then in order to try to correct the path, you roll your hands over to try to get it on a plane and snap it through with your arms. This bat is very heavy because it gets away from your body, and that's called bat drag. It's just dragging through, and now you're ripping it across with your shoulders. So everything we're going to talk about with your individual development plan is from this point here, which looks great, and holding it till the front foot lands, and then what happens with the shoulder turn at that point. Okay, so let's get into some specific drills to focus in on this one area. Okay, this drill is going to be helping again with the leading back elbow. This is what we're trying to prevent. And this drill is specifically going to work on the sequence part. Okay, we know that launch position is here. This is your ready to go from launch. And what's happening is we're not getting this back elbow up to this scalp, up behind the fist and back a little bit into that scalp load. And so what happens is if during our launch, we may start here, we may never even get there, But what is consistent is by the time the front foot lands, we're already here. We got really eager to rip our hands through to try to hit the ball hard, and this outraced our hands. In converse, what really needs to happen is nothing moves up here until the front heel hits the ground. So this is launch, my front heel hasn't landed yet. As soon as it does, the hips go first, like this, and then we get into a slot position, all right? As opposed to this, right? So sequence. So to help with sequence, we're gonna exaggerate. So this is the Sosa drill. Kind of get into your normal batting stance, right? Then take your hands out as far as you can, and you're just gonna, as you stride, bring it back and then through. Ready? Okay? This distance you have to travel is forcing you to get here while you stride because you're used to dropping. And so now we're gonna make you travel a further distance before you can drop. After you do that and you get really good and comfortable with that, bring it back a little bit halfway to normal. So if this is where you were at, bring it back about halfway. There. Now, hopefully you've gotten the sense that this can't move until the front heel lands. And so just take your normal stance and just practice this one a couple times. 1, 2, 3. Okay, the next drill we're going to work on is just a one-handed isolation drill for the top hand to try to help with that prevent that leading back elbow. Okay, so in the swing, the hands really control the bat. All right, and so what I want to do is if we can isolate on this and try to think about it getting palm up, it's going to get that in conjunction with getting the right sequence with your elbow and your scalp load should help eliminate the leading back elbow. All right, so take your T-ball bat, remove the bottom hand, put it along your torso, get into a launch position, and just think about getting this hand palm up and this rear arm from this up position to against your rib cage with the knob to the pitcher. This is called slot position. Go there 2 times. 1, 2, and then on the third swing through, just thinking about keeping this palm up behind the baseball and through it. 3. As I came from this position here, I just attacked the baseball from the inside, out through, thinking opposite field, keeping this palm hand up. If you don't have a T-ball bat, you can take your normal bat, do a real wide split. Okay, so launch 1, 2, 3, like this. Right? That's top hand isolation drill. All right, Cam, so that's the conclusion of your individual hitting plan, and look forward to connecting with you after you watch this. Again, these are some things that we've talked about before, but now you know your specific plan, and I look forward to kind of seeing you progress. Again, now you know what to work on when you're at home or you step into a cage at practice, and it's gonna take a lot of work. It's gonna take extra reps and focus and you kind of trusting this process, but I'll leave you with a little bit of inspiration. This is Cooperstown Dream Park, and if you put in the hard work over the next couple of months, it'll definitely pay off by the time we arrive into New York. So I look forward to working with you.